Good morning. Today we will be learning all about Google Drive. Google Drive is where all of the documents that you're working on your Chromebook are stored. And the great thing about Google Drive is that because it saves everything to the cloud, that means you can actually be working on something from multiple locations and multiple devices. So for instance, if you start working on something on your Chromebook at school, you can then keep on working on that same document through Drive at home, either from your Chromebook or maybe another personal device. You could even be accessing it from your cell phone. Anywhere you have an internet connection, you can pull things from Drive. So to figure out where everything goes, there's a couple of places we need to show you. First of all, whenever you download something onto your Chromebook, you need to find out where that goes. So click the magnifying glass on your Chromebook, and you should see a blue icon with a white little file folder that says Files on it. If you don't see it right there when you click the magnifying glass, then click All Apps, and you'll definitely find it there. So you can get that onto your shelf by grabbing it and pulling it down. Or your other option to bring it to your shelf is to do the 2-click with both fingers at the same time and then click Pin to Shelf. So that's one way to get any app you want onto your shelf. But now when I open up that file icon, I'm going to see a list of everything that's in my drive, but also all of my downloads. And you'll see right away it's in my download section because downloads is in blue right now. So what I can do is I can find whatever it is I want to pull from my downloads into my drive, and I grab that, and then I come and hover over my drive. You can see the little green plus button appears there. So now when I hover over my drive, everything in my drive as far as my folders and documents is there for me to find as well. So I can find wherever I want to store this. It will expand even into subfolders, and wherever I want it to go, I just release it there, and now it's in that section of my drive. So take just a minute and practice pulling something from your download section or another document into your drive. All right, so to get into Drive itself, you have two options for doing that. Go ahead and open up a new tab. And when you open up your new tab, you can either go up to your what we call the waffle, is all the little rectangles together, and click that, and then find your Drive icon. That will take you into Drive. And the other option that you have is to open up a new tab and type in drive.google.com. This will also take you into your drive. So go ahead and take a minute and practice getting into Drive both ways. All right, so to show you a couple of important sections that are in your drive, when you're there, if you hover over your icon, you'll see my little emoji is there, but you may have either your letter of your name, or you may have already put another picture yourself. When you hover over that, you're going to see the Google account that you're logged into. It's really important to make sure you're always logged into your ACPS account when you're working on anything for school, because otherwise those documents you're creating will not be saved in the right section of Drive. So here you'll see it has my name and my email address. Now, when I come up over here to the waffles, those are all the Google apps that I have access to. So you'll see some of the common ones I use like Drive, Docs, Sheets, and Slides. But if I want to see even more, I can click the More icon. I'll see things like my classroom, my forms, all those things down there. I can even go to More from Apps Marketplace and see a whole bunch of options I have for all my different Google apps, which is pretty nice. Now, when I come over here to my grid view, that's the way that I can choose how I want my folders to be shown. So grid view makes your folders look like this. And then if you want them as the list view, which is what I had initially, is kind of in the alphabetical order. Now, if I want to change my alphabetical order of all my documents, I come over here next to name and I click the arrow. And I can have it go in reverse alphabetical order or in the full alphabetical order. Those are the couple options that I have there. Then if I want to see really any in-depth information that I've been working on, I can click my View Details, and that's going to show me all the places that I've been doing any activity in my Google Drive. So that's a way to kind of refresh your memory of all the stuff you've been doing. And finally, I can come over here to my settings icon, and there are several different settings pieces in my Google Drive that we'll be working on today, but that shows you where to access that. So go ahead and take just a second and practice playing around a little bit with everything here in your Google Drive. All right, so now looking at the options you have in your drive as far as where everything's being stored, if I come back here, the very first button I see that's already highlighted showing me everything that's in my drive, these are all of the files and documents that I've created myself. Now I can come down to shared with me, and this will let me see everything that I might be a collaborator on, but I did not initially create myself. Now, anything that's in my shared with me section, I can move into my drive if I want to, but this just shows me all the places where I'm collaborating on something. And you'll see over here on the right side, under shared by, this shows me who the author of each of the documents is, which is pretty nice. Now, I can also go to recent and see any of the recent documents I've been working on. So this includes all slides, videos, all those types of things. Then any place that I've been actually downloading any Google Photos are here as well. And then I have a section that says starred. So one thing that's very nice about Google Drive is if I know that there are certain documents or folders that I use all the time, I have the option to star them. So to do that, I'm going to come back into my drive, and let's say that I want to star my 5th period stuff folder. I'm going to do my double click, so 2 fingers at the same time, double click, and you'll see on here, it gives me the option to add a star. So if I click that, it says star added to one folder, and when I come under my starred section, there's that folder again. Now, if at any point in time I want to get rid of that, I just do the double click again, and I can say remove star, and now it's not there any longer. So I recommend starring any documents or folders that you plan to use really, really frequently. Now I also have my trash section. So with my trash section, the nice thing is that anything that is deleted goes in here that I want to. And then as well, when I double click any of these folders or documents, I also have a variety of other options that pop up, ranging from changing the color of the folder to then deciding who I want to share it with. If there's anything that actually has a link I can share with the people, options there as well. So again, take just a minute and explore some of these options you have for where things are going in your drive and how to be able to star a document or a folder. Okay, so now we're going to practice creating something in your drive. So when you go into your drive, you'll see up here at the very top, the new button. When you click new, you have a couple of different options. You can create a new folder, or you can upload files you've already created from another computer, or you can directly go into creating something like Google Docs, Google Sheets, or Google Slides. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and create a new folder. And with the new folder that you create, you can title it whatever you would like to. So for right now, I'm going to title it Practice Folder. And now once it's created, it's going to show you where it goes. In fact, it shows you in alphabetical order in your file system where that folder is going. So now I want you to practice this by creating a folder and naming it 2015 to 2016, and then drag any work you had from your drive last year into that folder. And then once you're inside of that folder, create a Google Doc and title it your name dash practice Google document. And then share that with your advisory teacher. So go and practice all the steps we've been practicing so far. Just as a reminder, if you don't remember how to share something, double click it, and then the Share Plus option will appear. Now that you've had the opportunity to see some of the basics of Google Drive, I'm going to show you a video that does a great job of showing you some additional tips on how best to use Google Drive.
Hello everyone, I am going to show you a video on how to search in Drive. So what you do is you type in the document that you want and then you click on it. Then the file pops up. There you go. Thank you for watching.
This is a how-to on renaming. You can also rename anything by right-clicking it and selecting the rename. Then type the new name you want to give it. You can also do it by clicking on its name on the top left.
Hello, today you will learn how to upload a file to your Google Drive. First, pull up the Google Drive tab. Once you have opened your drive, select New, and then File Upload. Here you have your documents library, and you can select whichever document you want to upload to your Google Drive. Click Open to upload the file. Then, once your file has been uploaded to your Google Drive, you can edit and view it at any time. Thank you, I hope this is helpful.
Hi, welcome to the video that is going to teach you how to share files/folders. To share files or folders with others, right-click it, then select Share. Type the email address to who you want to share it to. Make sure you type it correctly. You can give them either viewing, commenting, or editing privileges. You can also do it by clicking on the top right blue button named Share. Click on Share with to view all whom are shared the file/folder. If you are the owner of a file/folder, click Advanced, then click the gray X to remove all access to that person. Thank you.
So now that we've been getting a chance to talk a little bit about sharing within Google Drive, it's important to understand who you are able to share with. So you, using your ACPS account, can share a document or a folder with any other person who also has an ACPS account. So that includes other students and also your teachers. So when you go into sharing a document, you're going to see that you're going to have three different options. It's going to say can edit, can comment, or can view. We always recommend that if you're going to be just trying to share out a document for somebody to maybe look at and then make some comments to, but you don't want them changing the original, then give them either the can view or the can comment options, because that makes sure that your original document doesn't get changed, but you still get to see all the comments that people want to make. Now, if you want to let people edit the actual original document, so maybe you're collaborating on a project together or something like that, then you can choose can edit. And usually with your teacher, you want to share out in the can edit option as well. So now I'm going to show you a video that explains how to use your Chromebook when it is offline.
A really useful thing about Chromebook is that it works even when you don't have access to Wi-Fi, which can really be handy at 30,000 feet when mom's got to finish up that work report. Since many Chromebook apps are designed to work offline, Lucy can use Google Calendar to check when her homework is due, and then get started on her assignment using Google Docs, all while enjoying some music for inspiration. Mom can also compose emails using Gmail offline. And as soon as a Wi-Fi connection becomes available, her messages will be sent. Dad can enjoy offline news and entertainment apps, or even read his book. So he can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. And since you're all caught up, you can get right to enjoying your trip.
So working offline is a great feature that you can have if you're not able to have internet access at home, because you can work on documents, and then as soon as you get back to an internet connection, whether it be at school or anywhere else that has a hotspot, you're able to have those sync up to the Google Docs that you had initially saved. However, to make that happen, you have to set that within your Google Drive. So to make sure that you have that clicked correctly, you go into your drive. and you go over to the settings cog, and you're going to find that right underneath where you have your picture for your login. And again, you want to check to make sure that this is your ACPS account, because you only want to be syncing offline with your ACPS account. So once you've checked to make sure it's the right account, go into the settings cog, click settings, and then in this settings section, you have several different options, and the one we're focusing on right now is your offline work. So find where it says offline, and then come over and click sync Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Drawings files to this computer so that you can edit offline. Make sure that box is checked. Then you can click done, and now you're ready to work offline. Now, there are a few important things to know about working offline. So again, the first thing is to make sure that before you go offline, you're logged into your ACPS account, because if you're trying to use a private email account, then once you go offline, you'll only have access to things in that private email drive. So all the work you've been doing at school, you won't have access to. The second thing to know is that you're able to access any files in Google Drive that are created using Google Apps. So that would be like your docs, your sheets, your slides, drawings, some of those different types of apps. That will not include photos and videos you're trying to either upload or edit. That will not include being able to share documents, because all those require the internet connection. However, you can be able to do some work on your basic Google apps and then have that sync the moment you get back to your internet connection. The important thing to remember is it's okay to go ahead and close your Chromebook, but you want to make sure you keep all those tabs you were working in open. So if you had a Google Doc you were editing, you got to make sure that tab stays open, because if you close out of the tab itself, then all the work you did will not be saved because you haven't connected to the internet yet. So make sure you keep those tabs open. And this also only works in your Chrome browser. So you couldn't do this from Firefox or your personal computer from Firefox, something like that. It has to be only through the Chrome browser. So a couple of final tips. First of all, if you can't find something that you know you put in your drive somewhere, do not worry. It's there somewhere, as long as you didn't purposely delete it. So if you were working on something a couple days ago and you can't remember where you put it or the name of it, then we can definitely try to help you find it. Just make sure you ask a teacher, and we can try to help make sure that that is found for you. The second thing is, if you see something in your folder and drive that you aren't sure what it is, do not delete it yet, because it may be something that was shared with you, and if you delete that, then the person that created it won't have access to it anymore either, or you may just not know what it's being used for yet, but it's definitely serving a purpose. So make sure anything you're not sure about, before you delete it, ask a teacher, and they'll let you know if it's okay to delete or not. The last thing is, remember, as a good digital citizen, you have a lot of responsibilities. You're being given a device by the school district, and we're entrusting you that you're going to use it responsibly and use it for school. So one of the things to do to make sure that we are keeping track of what's going on and that we're keeping you safe as well while you're in school, is that we as teachers and adults have access to the things you're putting on your Chromebook. So anything that you put in your drive, any websites you go to, we are able to see those, and that's also information we can definitely share with your families as well. So you just want to make sure that you're being responsible with the device, that everything you're looking at are things that you know you should be looking at while you're in school, and don't be using it for things you know you shouldn't be doing while you're in school. As long as you follow those rules, you should be good to go. So if you still have some more questions about how to use your Chromebook, you can, of course, ask your teachers. You can also go and visit the ACPS Student Help Desk blog, which you see here on the screen. And this has a lot of great videos and tutorials on how best to use your Chromebook, how to do the other things in Drive. A lot of different questions you may have will be answered here on the ACPS blog. And the best thing is that all these videos were created